Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Okay, now, what we're going to do is give this Camping World complaint. Let's have Deputy Smarty Pants do something about it. I mean, really, or try to get through to them. It just boils down to this. Are they going to fix the water heater? That's it. Let's not complicate things. He left it there all winter for them to fix things, and he said they kept it because they were waiting for parts. He didn't. He left it in October, picked it up in April, and then all these leaks happened when he tried it out. I don't blame him for being upset. Then we started with Michelle on an apartment leak. Okay, are they sure it's drain water and not fresh water, Michelle, coming from the upper levels?
They told me it was drain water.
Okay, and what are they doing about it?
Well, the tagline is, the owner won't let them, the owner won't let them. What's concerning me now is...
Wait, the owner won't let them in there to fix it?
No, the owner won't give them the money to fix it.
Wait, won't give who the money? The apartment complex?
The tenants above them.
Are these individual, hold on, are these individual condos?
No, it's an apartment building.
And they said the owner of the apartment building won't fix it.
Right.
And you've been there for a while, since 2017. You know, this would constitute something to break the lease if you wanted to and leave. But they're probably thinking... Right. They're probably thinking you're not going to because it's very difficult to rent, right?
Right. Well, the biggest issue that I've ran across in the last 3 weeks is that the water has started to come through an active light fixture in my ceiling.
Golly.
And last night, as I was putting my son in, or was about to put my son in the bathtub, the light bulb exploded.
Golly, what are you kidding me? And hold on, and you're telling me the property manager there will do nothing?
Yes, in fact, I have a message from her saying, "Oh, those bulbs have exploded in other units on the property before."
Well, use LED lights from now on, by the way. They have
according to the fire department, I shouldn't use my bathroom at all now.
Why is that?
Because you can see the scorch marks where it sparked, and they're afraid like turning on the lights or anything might shock us.
Well, listen, if the fire department says you can't use your bathroom, then you need to evict yourself. You need to. I mean, if they won't fix it, you need to put in notice that you're breaking the lease. Michelle, if it's unsafe, you need to get out of there.
I'm a disabled veteran on a fixed income. I don't have the money to move.
Okay. Then we're going to call them and tell them, hold on. So is that right now, it's the leaking coming from upstairs that's causing all these problems?
Yes. The plumber told me it could be coming from upstairs, above me, next to me, and upstairs next to them, and then next to me as well. He couldn't determine where.
Well, how would he determine it? How did he say what it would take to determine it?
I don't know. He left to go talk to the apartment manager, and I never saw him again.
You know what? Let's let Deputy Doc call over there. We need to light a fire under here. Here's a disabled veteran with a... Do you have a child?
A special needs child.
You know what? We need to call over there, man, and just tell them this is a serious situation. And the manager actually told you the owner won't pay for repairs.
Yes, that's the tagline. That's what maintenance tells me. That's what the manager tells me, is that the owner won't allow them to do the repair.
God, that is the definition of a slumlord. Golly. What a piece of crap. Where is this place?
It's the Marquette Heights Apartments in Security, Colorado.
In Security, okay. Well, let's ask Deputy Doc to work on this. I'm serious. We need to get someone to call over there and to help. I absolutely believe that. So you hold on, and then we'll call over or try to get someone to call. And it's, this is wrong, because You know, I know people don't care anymore, and they don't care because they know it's hard to find places to live, so they take advantage of people like Michelle. It's just not fair. 303-713-8255. So let's do that right away. I think that's worth it. We got more coming up.
I had to look up Security Colorado. I had no idea where the hell that was.
Where is it? Where is it?
South of Colorado Springs, east of Fort Carson.
Where is it?
South of Colorado Springs, east of Fort Carson. I'd never heard of it before.
Poor people, man.
Let me wash my hands. Sticky now.
QCcolorado.com. That's who you call to get the QC Whole House fan. Now, the Quiet Cool QC, Quiet Cool Whole House fan destratifies the air. It takes the cooler air from lower levels and expels all the heat through the attic. It's wonderful stuff, man. It helps your air conditioner work less. You can save up to like 70 or 80% on air conditioning bills just by running this thing. You learn how to use it. You know, sometimes if you're going to be out for a while, you can just put it on for 12 hours and it'll just keep all the air circulating. You come home, turn on the air, it hardly works at all. It's wonderful. The air just, you know, it just keeps it cool. The other way is to come home from work and just turn it on, cool the house down right away. Or you can leave it on all night. You can turn it on in the morning. I just love it. QCcolorado.com. The people that you need to call, a couple hours to install. What's great is it's all remote controlled. 303-800-3419. That's 303-800-3419. You've heard me talk about Colorado Pain Care, Sport and Spine. Well, Colorado Pain Care is the place I went to get my back corrected. They can help you in any way, shape, or form. They take a look at the most or the least invasive things first to help you. They have all kinds of strategies. They have everything from physical therapy to injections or nerve blocks. And then, of course, referrals if you need surgery. But here's the deal. They try to get you out of pain immediately, and they do such a great job. You're in good hands at coloradopaincare.com. 303-GOT-PAIN. 303-GOT-PAIN. Genesis also does solar. GenesisSolarCO.com. You know, solar is still a viable option, and especially at Genesis, where they do a 25-year guarantee on all components, bumper to bumper, and a 25-year production guarantee. So if they don't meet production and you have to use more electricity than you thought, they pay you, they give you a check for what they did not produce. GenesisSolarCO.com.
Fired up too. I was just like, God, the guy gave you a refund.
I already figured out when we need a transmission, we're going to drop it off, have Jeff do it, and then I'm going to go pick it up at 5:30. Throw a fucking fit.
What do you want me to do? Give me your fucking money back.
Hilarious.
times. That pays for 5 years right there of itself. And then it also gives you, this is kind of cool, man. It gives you free, what's that thing where you, we've never signed up for it because we always take Terminal A, but you get to go through.
Clear check or something.
It reimburses you up to 2 clear checks each year, so that'd be both of us, which is like $89 a year. So they pay for that. They pay for $15 worth of streaming shit a month, whether it's Netflix or HBO. There's a whole list of them. So it automatically applies $15 a month in credits. If you start looking it all up,
Hey, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Joe, I hope you didn't wait in vain. Let's see if we can help you. What's going on? Joe.
Hey, Tom. How you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. What's on your mind?
My wife has a black convertible Beetle with a black canvas-type convertible top. Along the framing, there is a kind of a waxy-type buildup that turns white, and I am having the hardest time getting it off.
Now, the rest of the top is fine?
Yeah. It's only attracted to where the framing is underneath the soft top.
Well, you know why, right? That's not being stained from the outside. It's being stained from the metal underneath.
But it's tacky on the top. It almost feels like the road grime from the stuff they put on the roads in the winter.
But why? Okay, I don't understand. It's only adhering to the part that has a metal frame in the seam, right?
Correct.
Jeff, have you ever heard of that? I mean, I've never heard of that. Why? I don't know why road grime would only be attracted to the part of the top that has a frame member going on.
I don't either. I would think a good auto upholsterer might be able to answer that, or at least tell them how to get it clean.
To me, it's weird. I mean, because usually that's I've had cases where the metal underneath oxidizes and comes up through, but that doesn't account for stickiness.
Yeah, there's no fading or anything, so it doesn't look like it's an oxidation type situation.
I'm not talking about the fabric oxidate. I'm talking about the metal underneath. Okay, gotcha. So what do we do about this?
I had another couple stop us, and they were having the same problem with their top, and they said they used the Dawn dish soap and scrubbed it, and it helped, but I tried that, and it didn't do anything.
So the black, it's still black.
Yeah.
And but it's only, was it the other car, a Volkswagen as well?
They didn't say. They just said it was a black top.
Oh, man. I don't understand that. I mean, I've never heard of it. It's not consistent with anything. If someone's listening, that would be fun if they can figure out why. Now, how much perimeter or how much length do you have of this happening? Is it up and down each side of the car?
It's up and down. It's on both sides of the car, and it extends probably about halfway across half of the metal supports. It's not on all of them, but it's on, I'd say, at least half of them.
That is so crazy.
And it's tacky, you know. So is
it tacky like somebody put honey on it?
Not that.
What year is it?
It's a 15.
A 15.
What would that have to do with anything?
Well, I'm just looking at how much the aftermarkets are. They're fairly cheap.
What do you mean, the whole top?
Yeah, it's canvas.
Yeah, but he's only talking about he said it's beautiful condition. And it's just sticky.
Other than that stickiness.
And how long? Oh, geez, that is crazy.
And it you know, as the day goes on, if you wash it and put the high pressure to it, it turns dark. But as it dries out, it's got kind of a grayish tint to it.
So the stickiness, so it isn't black, it is sticky and gray.
Yeah.
And does it follow exactly where the frame members are? You don't find it anywhere else?
Exactly where the frame is.
I'm looking at Mark, I'm looking as well on the internet. I can hear him typing, but I just don't even know how to search for it. I mean,
I was thinking maybe a Hotsy or something, but I don't want to ruin.
Well, no, the Hotsy, but I wonder, you've never actually taken it off. You've used hot water, or you use that, but it comes back like in a car wash. Does it get unsticky when you take it through a car wash?
No, it seems to get a little more tacky.
What?
When it's wet, a little more tacky.
Okay, we need to figure out somebody who can figure this out.
How about just a good, like you were saying, though, a good car wash? Someone that, these people detail stuff for a living. They must know how to clean it.
That's what I was thinking.
I want. Yeah, but it's not just the cleaning. I want to know what's causing it. I'm more curious on what's causing it.
Right.
I'll tell you what. Let's get your information, and I'm sure people listening to this are going to come up with all kinds of suggestions on what the hell's going on underneath.
I've tried a degreaser. I've scrubbed it, and it just doesn't come off.
Really? Okay. I would, when you say it doesn't come off, the coloring or the stickiness, or both?
Both.
The
when the
stickiness,
top dries, you see gray stripes on it, and that's the striping is that buildup.
I'm wondering this. Is it possible that the canvas is treated with a chemical to resist water? Well, we know it is. And then that chemical is kind of where the heat underneath it, maybe from the metal, is maybe it's not melting, but evaporating kind of out of the fabric. Is that possible?
No.
I mean, is it something where it's actually coming out of the fabric?
Now, along the edges, above the windows, it kind of seeps in between where the two rails are as well. It's not only on the railing.
I want you to can you take pictures for us and send them along right now, like before the end of the show? It would be great. Hold on, all right? Really do that. Suze will tell you where to send the pics. I'd love to put them up on our stream and see what happens. 303-713-TALK, 713-825. Let's get started with Christina. I have a heads up on this one because I went through the documentation. And I wanted to get like Kurt Rogers on, maybe one of our lenders, and possibly Brad O'Brien. I'm not sure if there's a legal solution, but Brad might, he might say it's according to contract. Who knows? But maybe we can get him on after we hear it. Christina, from what I can tell on this, I'm just going to make it as simple as I can, by the way. All right. You bought a commercial building. When did you buy that building?
In March.
In March. And then you had to get it financed, and you used a company, and you said, and what was how much is the loan?
The loan was for around $925.
Yeah. So listen, so you get this building, you're going to use part of it, and you rented out the rest of it. And but the night before closing, the lender tells you something, that you have to bring cash to closing for not just the down payment. We're talking cash to closing, like a security deposit of some kind. Is that right?
Correct.
How much?
So the night before, they wanted $18,000 wired before we closed.
And what did they say it was for?
They said it's a holdback, meaning they were going to just hold it until I took a picture of a sign proving I was occupying the space. And as soon as I did that, they would send someone over to inspect that, make sure that it was legit, and they would release some funds.
Okay, and that was never part of your original agreement?
No, it wasn't.
Okay, so they said they wanted to make sure that it was, how much of it needed to be occupied for them to send your money back? Did it have to be 100% occupied?
No, it was only the physical therapy space, so where my practice was going.
Why didn't they care about the other space?
I don't know.
So they wanted to make sure that the part you were taking was going to be used.
Correct.
And okay, I don't understand why, but and they didn't care about the other space being rented out or anything.
No, that's a great question.
Yeah, I mean, so what percentage of your physical therapy practice? What percentage of the building does it take up?
It's about 25%.
About 25. Man, you would think they'd care more about the 75%. Did they say why? Did they say we want to make sure this is? I mean, I don't get it, Mark. Why do you think they would want to know that she's using 25% of the space? I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe I'll tell you why. It could be this because in a commercial loan, I believe non-occupied loans carry a higher interest rate. That could be it. But hold on.
I bet Kurt would know.
Yeah, let's get Kurt Rogers on from Affordable Interest Mortgage. Let's see if he can give us some expert advice, and then we'll see if we call our attorney. Hold on, we got more coming right up.
Just looking around, I'm seeing that they use adhesives on the seams and all sorts of stuff on those convertible tops. It's probably just leaching out.
What do you think it is, Jeff?
Well, I don't know. This is just speculation, but I'm looking at all sorts of stuff online for glues that they use on convertible tops, particularly at seams and around the window and stuff like that. And it almost sounds like whatever's on there or whatever his is leaching through.
Like I was saying.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. That
it's not. They have adhesives and they have weatherproof.
Underneath, right where the metal is.
Right.
Why would they want to adhese it to the metal? Because it has to move back.
It's not so much on the metal itself as much as it is on the seams of the fabric.
Oh, you mean so
like where
water.
You put two together? Yeah, it's sewn together, and then they use a glue, adhesive along those seam lines.
Oh, that's pretty good. You've actually found that?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. What? David Ellis Jewelry will buy your scrap metal jewelry if you don't want the jewelry anymore because it's mismatched or tangled or broken watches, even incomplete your old coin collections. David Ellis Jewelry, 3rd and Clayton. He's the man. He'll buy it off you, and he's also buying now.
I bet some of these people have gotten gold.
That's a great thing because you can get rid of your old jewelry that's in good shape, not just the precious metal part. And he'll also buy precious stones. That's 2640 East 3rd Avenue. That's 3rd and Clayton. 303-322-8779. DavidEllisJewelry.com. I'm going to give you another website where you can make an appointment for floor coverings. And why would you do that? Because they are small but big and bad when it comes to pricing. I mean, they have the best pricing, the best installers, the best financing. They keep up and exceed the big box stores. Buddy and Karen Mitchell do a great job. SimplyFloorsInc.com. A wide variety of carpeting in all price ranges. And they have LVT of all kinds and hardwoods, including engineered floors and laminates. SimplyFloorsInc.com.
Hey, Tommy.
Yeah.
Hey, Tommy, Talib needs you to refresh your camera. We lost internet for a minute or two a little bit ago.
Okay, got it.
Have you seen all these conservative commercials that the Democrats have been running here? God, they're so funny. It's like, he's no conservative. He voted for blah, blah, blah. You're like, what the fuck is this?
And then what's the one for, I think it's for Ron Hank or something like that? He's too conservative.
Yeah. Or he's not conservative enough.
But a bunch of them, the reason they're complaining about a bunch of them is because what they're supposed to say, this is paid for by blah, 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 or endorsed by, they haven't been putting those on the placards anymore.
They are now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that breaks all the campaign finance bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Brought to you by Democrats for America. Fucking sneaky little fucks.
Mm-hmm.
President Biden calls on Congress. Kill the filibuster. Next thing you know, women won't have birth control.
That's former birth control's a dime.
He's going to try to use this for his re-election.
Oh, it'll give him a bump here for a little while, but it's not going to last. It's just like the school shootings. That gives them a bump. Gives the Democrats a bump. But it falls
barely.
Yeah.
Listen, man, as long as you're paying $5 for gas, there ain't going to be much else other people are voting on.
Mm-mm.
There was a sign right before, I think it came out right at 8:05. Maybe it was 9:05. I forget. I think it was 8:05, actually. And there was a sign this one woman was carrying. I couldn't believe.
Hi, Tom Martino, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So anyway, here's the thing. We don't have them available right now. We do want to get Kurt on. I want to know lenders' responsibilities. Christina, let's go to the bottom line right now. And then, of course, we're going to get to all of the calls on the ragtop. Don't worry about that. Christina, we have a real estate attorney not available, and Kurt Rogers is a lender who knows a lot of people in the lending business. Are they saying right now that you sent the proof they will refund the money or not?
They haven't responded, not even to my own attorneys.
Okay, are they totally ghosting you? I mean, they did fund it, I take it. They wired the money, so you have a legit loan, right?
So they provided this agreement after the closing, telling me I had to sign it approximately 2 or 3 weeks ago. But the agreement said if I didn't show proof within 90 days, but 90 days is over.
But
so
do you have proof you showed the 90 days? I mean, excuse me, do you have proof that you showed the proof within the 90 days?
I have emails to Corey, who's the CEO of the bank, but the attorney said he didn't know anything about me sending any proof. Yes, I do have the emails.
So wait a minute. So they still don't even acknowledge that they got your proof?
The attorney did not. Corey wound up disappearing, and now we're dealing with the attorney. He responded a couple of weeks ago, but has not yet responded to my attorneys.
So you have the name and number of their attorney?
Correct.
And do you have anyone who actually did you go through a loan broker to get this?
I used a mortgage broker, yes.
Does that broker, I mean, he got paid on this too, does that broker have any ins to get in touch with them?
She's tried and has had no luck. And then my attorney just advised her to stay out of it. The attorneys would deal with it. Every day I email. This is now another 3 weeks later, and there's still no response.
3 weeks after closing?
No, 3 weeks after the attorney responded to my attorney, and then there's been no response since.
You know, you don't, I mean, Mark, you don't think it's as petty as these guys pocketing 18 grand, do you? It doesn't sound like they would go all through this trouble for $18,000.
I wouldn't think so.
I mean, it doesn't, but I think what we can do is if we get involved and say, you know, we're investigating, there's a lot of mortgage crap going on, maybe fraud, and maybe if we have, like Deputy Smarty Pants, if I explain this to him, if he's not listening, have him find out where is the money. That it really boils down to this. She provided proof of occupancy. Where is the money? It really does boil down to that. And what is the actual name of the lender?
It's a Musa bank. It's in Texas.
Musa Bank in Texas. Musa.
Musa. A-M-U-S-A.
AMUSA. Okay.
And I know it's not a lot of money, but maybe for them. But for us,
it kind of is. I mean, 18 grand, yeah. You already had to do a down payment. You had to do tenant finish. You had to buy the place. I mean, of course it is. That 18 grand, I mean, when you didn't expect paying it, the good news is, I mean, well, I don't know if it's good news. Did it show up on your settlement statement at least?
I believe it did, yes.
Okay, the good news then, it's there. So in other words, it's going to either apply to the principal or something, but we have to figure out why they're doing this. They have excellent reviews that we can see. We're going to give this to one of our deputies to work on. When we get our other lender and real estate attorney, we're going to call you back to get you some free advice from another attorney. You may want to get a second opinion. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255.
That's why you needed the abortion.
You can buy a shit. What's about before you get your abortion?
Did you get high, get knocked up, going skiing? Come to Colorado. Hey, in your 9th month? Come on. We have all.
It is that little bastard preaching.
Oh, we're a sick crowd. That's funny.
Okay, so no, wrong one. We take off at, we land at 12:46, so 2 o'clock maybe. 1:30.
Oh, here's the pictures of the rag top thingy. I don't quite understand what the problem is because I didn't get to hear it.
It's sticky.
It's sticky from what?
That's what he doesn't know. He's trying to figure out how to clean it off. But I looked up some other stuff. It looks like there's adhesive used on the seams, and I think whatever it is just deteriorating and leaching up.
How about a Gooby Gone or whatever it's called?
No, I'll send you
Well, I know
these
WD-40 will
pictures.
take care of stuff like that, but
Well,
I'm afraid it'll stain that top.
Yeah. Or you can trade in the old Volkswagen.
Beats walking?
Beats walking.
It does look
It does beats walking.
it does look a little dated. I mean, hi Suzanne, it's 2015. Okay, call you soon.
Shit, what time do we fly back?
Oh, late as a motherfucker.
How can I get these pictures downloaded before? Oh, right here.
I don't think it's up. They didn't have enough moves, it's bright.
Yeah. So pick up on 727. No, motherfucker.
What? I'll send these pictures over. I gotta remember to leave. Tommy,
Remember the Spartans.
Mark, and help. Ragtop pics.
What the fuck?
What?
It's just like I hit the wrong button, no doubt.
Okay, we're done with
No.
Christina until we
Chose
get.
to rent the
Tell her
car
we're
for
going to
2
give it to
months.
Marty. I wrote to Marty about it. Okay.
What?
Tell Suze, Christina, that we're done with her for now, and then we're gonna get a hold of Kurt Rogers and the real estate guy, but we can let her go for now. And I'm giving it to Marty. I emailed Marty about it.
Marty.
And apparently this was a good lender, but I don't know why they might just be busy as hell. Who knows?
Excuse me. That ain't bad. I'm gonna modify it though. Fucking cars used to be $20 a day, man. $20 a day.
Mm-hmm.
What was $20 a day?
Car rental.
Car rental. And I'm talking like 4 years ago. All right.
Hey, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. So listen, we are here on car day today, final hour. Get your calls in. It can be about anything, but this one car thing kind of baffled us. But I I suspect it's something coming out of the fabric or something oxidizing underneath it. I think something coming out of the fabric might be what's going on. Jeff Vick did some research, and what we think we found is something that could be happening. But anyway, bottom line is this guy says he has a rag top on his VW, and it's oozing, or not oozing, but there's sticky stuff all along the convertible top where there is a metal frame underneath it in a seam. So if there's a metal frame part underneath the black canvas top, it's discoloring a little, turning gray, and it's sticky. And if he power washes it or cleans it, it gets black for a little while, but then it comes back gray when it dries, and it's still sticky. So what the hell is sticky? Well, Jeff Vick, Kimmer Transmission, our guest today, one of our car experts, he said they use along seams, which would be along metal parts. They use glue to keep or kind of resin to help the waterproofing adhere on the stitching. And all canvas is treated when it's anti-leak. So possibly, for some reason, that glue along the stitching, along the seams where the metal parts or the metal frame parts are, possibly is the metal interacting with it, or why is it coming up through the fabric? Jeff?
Oh, it could be just a bad adhesive that they used itself. And it's heating up along those metal rails, and it's just leaching through. It's just a speculation. I mean, adhesives go bad all the time. 3M Post-its were made because they had a bad adhesive, and they had to find a use for it.
Wouldn't it eventually be oozed out completely?
You would think.
Okay. We asked for some pictures of it. I'm going to look at it, and we'll put them up on our feed on YouTube and Facebook. Bill, what's your comment?
Well, what I would do first is call up the dealer and Volkswagen, because he can't be the only person in the world.
Oh, man. Bill, I just saw these pictures. Excuse me. It's ugly. I mean, this is not like, I thought maybe a little slight. Mark, did you see the pictures?
No, I'll look at them, though.
It's ugly. Anyway, so you would call the dealer?
Sure, because somebody else, it had to happen to someone else, and then I would get some OxyClean and try that.
God, this does not look good. This does not look good. Not at all. There's something
Volkswagen's pretty good about standing behind their stuff.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I had a Volkswagen once.
Yeah, but it
had a recall.
It's 7 years old.
So
okay, how about if it's 40 years old? Still good?
No, well, I don't think Volkswagen is obligated to do anything, but they might know a solution or might know why it's happening, right. Or who knows? Maybe it was
Don't they guarantee the body for 100,000 miles?
No. Who told you that?
I thought the American cars were.
No.
For 10 years or 100,000 miles.
I don't know where you heard that, but that's not true. They don't guarantee anything for that. I mean, they can if they want, but I don't know of any. And the rag top wouldn't be part of it anyway. I mean, but there is no 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty automatic on. I don't know where you heard that from, but that's okay. It's not there are none automatic or by law. No. But it's interesting though how people hear about stuff like that, because anyway, the pictures suck. Joe, this is really worse than you described it. Actually,
it's ugly. It is
ugly. Really ugly. Have you tried dyeing it black? The color's out of it, by the way. Don't think that's ever coming back. That's faded.
Yeah. When it's wet, it seems to go away, but of course, it's black material, so yeah, it gets dark.
Just buy a new one. They're like $600-700.
But yeah, that's
I don't know.
Probably what we'll end up doing, because
why don't you try taking some dye? I'm serious for that. If you're going to replace it anyway, try. Is it all still sticky? It doesn't look sticky. Is it sticky still, or does it eventually wear off?
No, if you put your finger on it, you can feel the tackiness. It's not sticky to the point where it leaves a little trail or anything, but you can feel it tacky.
Okay.
it looks completely dry, but if you put your finger on it, you can feel a little resistance.
I think that's, I don't know, man. Is there a seam or a stitch everywhere this is happening?
No. No, it just seems to be right where the metal makes contact.
Yeah.
Well, it's starting to spread, as you can see in the picture.
Well, then, if that's the case, man, but it's only spreading where metal is.
Right.
Then I'm going to go back to my very original contention. The metal is interacting with that fabric somehow, somewhere, because you don't have stitching. The only thing you have in common is metal versus canvas. So somehow that canvas is reacting to the metal. Somehow. There's either a coating on the metal or the metal's getting hot. Something is happening there. Jeff, after seeing the pictures, do you see how ugly that is?
Yeah, it almost looks like the weatherproofing is, it's breaking down and it's creating that.
The canvas itself is breaking down. That's right. Because the canvas itself, I wonder if it's waterproof in that area. Do you ever try pouring a little water? Does it leak in those areas?
My wife goes through the car wash all the time, and it doesn't leak. But yeah, I think you're probably right. It's breaking down.
Yeah, so you might need it's 7 years old. Maybe you need a new canvas top. Maybe that's the answer. And by the way, when you replace that canvas top, I would tell them to clean all those metal parts with acetone and get everything off of them, because whatever is reacting, you want to get off of there.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Well, thanks for your advice.
Thanks, man. We tried to find, something, but thanks for calling. That's an odd one, and I'm sure we'll get calls on it from other people who might think they know. 303-713-TALK. PJ, you have an issue with child labor. What's going on, PJ? PJ, are you there? Okay, I guess PJ's not there. So we'll just nix that call. 303-713-8255. We have time for, of course, any of your calls. And we have Deputy Doc calling on Michelle, the disabled veteran, who's been in an apartment since 2017. A leak developed on some upper floors coming through her apartment, in a bathroom, even through a light fixture where the bulb exploded. We're finding a lot of tenants being faced with landlords who say basically this: tough. That's what they say, tough. We are simply not going to fix it. Think about that. And what do? Your ultimate weapon is just to move, and a lot of people can't afford to move right now, or they don't want to move. Michelle's been there since 2017, a disabled vet, a special needs child, and she's tearing up saying, well, yeah, okay, if I evict myself, constructive eviction, due to an intolerable condition, that doesn't do me any good. The next lease I sign is going to be way more, and how do I find a place? I'm telling you, maybe we go a step further than just habitability. Maybe we go to where, something has to be fixed, where you don't just get to move. If you don't want to, or if you can. 303-713-8255.
If the fire department already told her kids not to be using that room anymore, I don't know why the fire department couldn't condemn the room.
It's a good point. I don't know either.
Yeah, if it's not safe.
If they condemn it, though, she's out.
Yep, and she's screwed.
If it's an actual fire hazard, then maybe it's better that she is.
Yeah, then someone dies.
She said she could see where it's scorched.
Genesis Total Exteriors does everything on the outside of your house, including solar panels and solar systems, guaranteed 25 years. You can find out more at genesissolarco.com. Imagine having a 25-year warranty on solar systems. Then they do, of course, beautiful siding, windows, gutters, painting, decks, roofs, and more. In fact, if you have any storm damage coming up in the future, you may want to remember that Genesis can put everything on one invoice, deal with one source for all of your outside damage, and they can deal with your insurance company. That's GenesisTotalExteriors.com. Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies is a valuable service. Now, you might think, I don't need a management of my retirement system. I mean, I have a 401k, I have an IRA, I have long-term health insurance maybe, I have a will, I have this, I have that. But do you truly have it coordinated? Are you facing redundancy? Are you paying in multiple places where you don't have to? Maybe you can cut back on some coverages, or maybe you need more. What they do is they help you balance out your retirement plan, all of the elements of your retirement plan. rpcenter.com. Here's what I love about them. They don't expect you to sign up with them unless you are fully convinced they can help you and save you money beyond the small fee that they charge. rpcenter.com. So why don't you set up an appointment, and they'll meet with you as many times as you feel comfortable to get hooked up with them, okay? So that's Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies, rpcenter.com, and the number is 970-663-3211.
So now I gotta split them and stack them.
You should get a wood chipper.
Don't really need a wood chipper when I got this, how we heat the house.
So. Oh.
I mean, in the basement, we've got in-floor radiant heating, but heck, during the winter, we're seldom down there, so we seldom turn it on.
Is it just a big pot belly?
No. Well, I mean, it's square, but it's got a big fucking firebox. It'll cook you the hell out of that house.
Stay lit for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Last overnight.
Oh, yeah.
Good potbelly's a great fucking stove.
Actually, they just had the chimney serviced. I had no idea that they could get the glass on the freaking front of those stoves that clean.
That's kind of weird. What, do they take a razor blade to it?
What he did, but that was after he cleaned it. I mean, before, you could not see through that glass.
Yeah.
I came in, I thought the wife had the...
That's a nice unit.
Yeah. I thought the wife had left the door for the fucking fireplace open.
Do you have a fan in the vents at all?
I got a fan in the back of it, and then we've got ceiling fans all throughout the house. So it circulates real well that way. And in the bedroom, we've got, going in between the master bath and the bedroom, there's a gas fireplace in there. And we've got a pellet stove downstairs that we never use. It's too much of a pain in the ass.
Yep. It's going to be a crazy weekend. I wonder if we'll have any protesting.
James Revenge website calls for Night of Rage.
Night of Rage!
Leave the night all at home.
What was the, what's the one? The Purge. Let's purge. Jane's Revenge. I like how they burn down places that help women who want to have the baby. It's like, oh, well, okay. That's what you do. You burn them down. I think most Americans are like right smack in the middle. They don't think a kid should be aborted in the third trimester or the day before, and they really don't give a shit the first whatever.
Hey, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Let's go to the phones. Now, we do have back again PJ, who wants to talk about child labor, I think. What's going on, PJ?
Okay, my stepdaughter, she's working at this place that she's only making $13 an hour, and in Denver, the minimum wage is 14. Wait a minute, it's 15.80.
Are you sure of that?
Yes.
And how did you figure out her wage?
Well, she told me, she said that this is what they told her she was making. She's part-time. She's only 16 years old. And she's making $13 an hour.
I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not sure what the minimum wage is in Denver. Does Denver have a different minimum wage?
$15.87.
What is it?
How does that work for minors?
There should be the same labor laws as far as the wages are concerned.
Well, I was like a paper boy, for example. I made like $2 an hour. I mean, I know that wasn't the minimum wage.
Hold on. Is she in the service industry?
She works for Urban Air. That's all she does.
What is that?
Do that stuff. It's a trampoline place. One of those trampolines.
Is she in the city and county of Denver?
Well, I don't understand what that means. A traveling place. What is a traveling place, PJ?
Trampoline.
Oh, trampoline. I got it, sir. Thank you. Okay.
Yes.
Well, I don't know, guys.
Well, because Colorado's minimum wage is $12.56, but Denver is $15.87. She would have to be in the city and county of Denver for that to be applicable.
Which she is. She works over there on Central Park in Northfield.
Okay, then obviously they're not going to knowingly break the law. So did you ever call and just ask them, why are they paying below Denver minimum wage?
I didn't. When I heard about it, I was just really upset.
How about we just call them right now? How about, hold on. Okay. Mark, we can just call them and ask them, why are they paying below Denver minimum wage? It's in Northfield, right?
Yes.
And you're positive it's the city and county of Denver? I mean, it probably is.
I am positive this is Denver.
What's the name of the place?
Urban Air.
Urban Air, got it.
Yes.
And it's opened. I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know why they're paying less. Are they doing because they're getting away with it?
That's what I'm saying. They can't be getting away with it.
Well, they are getting away with it.
Well, have you even tried to address it with them before?
No, he said he didn't.
Well, maybe they should just ask.
I think we should just ask. Say we got a call saying that they don't pay minimum wage. Do they or not? I mean, it's pretty simple. They pay $13 an hour. Denver's minimum wage.
How much are you getting paid?
How much is Jeff? How much did you say Denver minimum wage?
I need you to.
It's $15.87.
I'm trying to get you some help while you're on the phone.
So unless it's a tipped employee, and then you can reduce that by as much as $3.02.
I wonder if they're considering this. They don't get tips there, do they, PJ?
No, they don't get tips.
Man, I don't get it. Maybe someone listening can fill us in. We're going to call him, though, and just ask him, do you pay, we hear you're only paying $13 an hour, and you're supposed to pay $15.87. Let's ask them and figure out what they say. But again, I mean, it's okay. Now that you called the show, I think we really need to call. To have you go call now is going to leave all of our listeners wondering what the hell's going on. So let's just try to figure it out. And we can do that during a break. Or we can do it now behind the scenes. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Justin has a transmission issue. We have Jeff Big with us from Kimmer Transmission to listen on this. So what is this going on, Justin? What's happening?
So my girlfriend has an Explorer, like a 16 or 17. Took it to Ken Graff in Greeley. They flashed it for some kind of recall. And shortly after, the transmission locked up, and it had to be taken back to the dealership.
When you say locked up, hold on. When you say locked up, do you mean it went into limp mode where it would go only a certain many miles an hour?
Correct. So took it back to Ken Graff. It has a warranty on it from Allied. They initially said that they were going to replace the transmission. Now, this was going on 4 months ago.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Justin, wait a second. Let's take one step at a time. They flashed the computer. Jeff Vick, can that ruin a transmission if it went into limp mode?
You know, those are factory flashes. You would have other people out there with the same issue. I sincerely doubt it, unless they have other programming that they've already put inside the vehicle, some sort of chips or anything like that. Then you could have corrupted the data prior to the flash.
What? Tell me this, Justin. Why was it taken to begin with?
It was just taken in for recalls.
Okay, just took it. Took it to repair, and it was a dealer you took it to, right?
Yeah, Ken Graff Ford Greeley.
Ken Graff. Okay, and so when you went there, they flashed the computer as part of the recall.
Correct.
Okay.
So these year's Explorers have transmission issues. I mean, it's very well known, very well documented online, all the forums.
Do you know that, Jeff?
So. We see plenty of them.
Okay. Do they then take responsibility, Justin? They say, yes, we did ruin the transmission.
No, they obviously didn't do that. But they said that the transmission needed to be replaced. They went to the warranty company,
let's ask the $64,000 question. How many miles on it?
It's got 60-something thousand, not very many, considering it has tranny issues still.
But it's not still under warranty, right? Now, let's get right to this. Are you expecting them to pay for the transmission?
Well, see, so they went back and forth with Ally, the warranty company. Ally sent their person out. Ally said, no, Ford screwed this up. The codes don't match when they flash the transmission. It's a Ford problem. Screw around for 2 months. Ford finally says, okay, well, Ken Graff finally says, okay, we're just going to fix it and eat it. So instead of replacing the transmission, they do clutch packs in the transmission. So they put clutch packs in the transmission. This takes 3 weeks. You can't get the parts. Then the tech has a baby, blah, blah, just down the line. The guy, the service manager, Rob, has a different story all the time. They put clutch packs in it, finally get the vehicle back. The vehicle fails the day it comes back. Take the vehicle back to Ken Graff. Say, if this issue, is this something we can take like to Loveland Ford or somebody else, right? Because obviously you guys can't do what.
Jeff, is all of this making sense to you as far as the repairs they did?
You know, I mean, it sounds like they tried to go inside and do an overhaul themselves in-house, try to keep their costs down, particularly since that unit, and given the time frame, Ford probably could not get a transmission for it at the time. I actually had the Ford dealer sending me these things.
But the good news is that Ken Graff Ford is taking responsibility. The bad news is they don't know what they're doing, right? Hold on then. We'll come right back and continue this.
Groove Ford was sending me these things because they couldn't fix them in-house. Couldn't get trannies, couldn't get parts.
Did somebody call that Air Place?
One star. Denver Department of Labor. It's like I've never seen a tow truck company with a good rating.
Yeah.
I think it's because the age. I think they can do it. In Colorado, I don't know about Denver, but in Colorado,
Frank Duran, the realestateman.com. If you're listing a home with Frank, he'll show you statistically where he is sold for more money than anyone else or most of the market average and faster. In some areas, he's the record setter. It's actually
20 years old and under.
What he's great at is real results and no gimmicks. And something Frank prides himself in saying is results. results, proven results. That's what I love. So he offers you a one-day listing, meaning this. After 1 day or longer, whatever, if you want to get out of the listing at any time, you can. He'll never hold you to a long-term contract because he knows he has to keep you happy, and that's what he wants to do, and that's what you will be, happy. That's Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622. So yesterday I had K&H Home Solutions on, the owner Ted, who I've known for many, many years, almost 40 years, and then Ted took over the company from the original founder. This is the oldest home improvement company in all of Colorado, K&H Home Solutions. Now, here's what he said. In addition to the 25% off their wonderful windows and 25% off Everlast siding, the best siding anywhere, they're going to increase that to an extra 10% for the rest of the month. So that's 35% off your entire project. You don't have to have it done right now. You just have to call to schedule before the end of the month. So call before the end of the month. They'll get you in, and you'll get an extraordinary savings of 35% on windows, doors, and siding. 303-421-7100. KHWindows.com.
Statistics assist with Colorado's specific wage and hour laws and does not provide legal advice. The division call center is open Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. It is also open on Tuesday and Thursday from 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. If you have questions about wage and hour law, a compliance investigator will be available to take your call. In 2022.
Oh, yeah, my name's here, and I want to report a Tom Martino. That's Thomas G. Martino.
You son of a bitch.
So visit our website at Colorado Labor Law.
Oh, you're in for it now, buddy.
Hey, Mark, did you ask the air house or whatever?
I am. I'm calling him.
Labor Service. My name is Maria. Would you please tell me how can I assist you?
Yeah, I'm just curious. I was looking at hiring a 14-year-old to do some work at one of our bouncy houses. What is the minimum wage I can pay a minor
in Denver?
I'm going to give you an email, sir, so you can give us all the information needed.
So you can't just answer. Can you just answer the question on the minor though? I'm just trying to put a business plan together.
I'm going to give you the info website so you can
see. Forget it. They'll never commit themselves.
Get in our website, please. Give me one moment, please.
Yeah.
Forget it. Just hang up.
Is it not? It's different. Minors are different than adults. Is that correct?
Yes.
And then what is the difference since we've already determined the first part?
I'm only able to say it immediately. Give me 1 second.
Okay, thank you.
Mark, you're still negating Denver. Denver has a higher wage, and Denver may not exclude minors. Right?
I got her muted. This is Denver.
Oh. Thank you.
You better watch it. I'm going to turn you in.
Here's what I'm doing. I'm putting it down on here. Okay, here I got it. Denver minimum wage. It says here.
The best I can find, it says 15% less, but why?
Then there are some ramifications, so.
I'm sorry?
I know it's 15%. Yeah, if you see the calculation letter, it says a percentage, but let me confirm that. I don't want to.
Yeah, it looks like it's in Denver. It looks like 15% less than minimum wage,
which is $15.87.
There's minimum wage in Colorado and then in Denver. So you're located in Denver?
Yes.
But that's not a lot. I mean, 15% less is not a lot.
It's taken $238 off.
It's not a lot.
So what do you think?
It's 238 off, is what he
I
said.
know it's
Okay,
15%
so
less, but I want to double check something
he's
else.
right.
Give me 1 minute, please.
Thank you very much.
1587.
Yes, 1349 would be the minimum wage.
2210.68 plus credit.
She's being really nice to actually answer. Get a government official to answer.
And Denver wage, minimum wage is
$13.49.
Minimum wage is, right? 26.
Tom Martino here. Mark's on the phone with the city talking about minimum wage. So hang on.
Tom?
Yes.
I spoke to Urban Air.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
What did they say?
Well, the manager there, Andrew, is a little bit of a jerk to me and offended that I called.
Really?
But he insists that they are in line with what they should be paying their employees, and that's all he would say. And I looked at the Denver Labor Board's website and verified the address should be.
Yeah, it's just probably exactly right. Yep. That's what it is for minors.
Wow.
Yep.
It's kind of discrimination.
Well,
yeah, that should be age discrimination, isn't it?
Yeah, well, okay, go to the Supreme Court. Basically that's the law. I mean, it's okay. What they're saying is, first of all, they don't even have to let a minor work. Okay,
so that's just Denver, man. Listen to this: Colorado, under 20 minimum wage. This is as of right now. Federal law allows any employer in Colorado to pay a new employee who is under 20 years of age a training wage of $4.25 per hour for the first 90 days. Now, tell me that's not a gem.
Wow.
Holy crap.
Yeah, but in Denver, it's 1587 minus 15%, generally speaking, for minors.
Well, we found out, PJ, so you don't have to worry about. She's not getting cheated.
Did we do the math? Is it right?
Yeah, it's right around there. He said she's getting a little over the
13,
yeah, that's good.
She's getting, it came out to like 13 something, and that's what she's getting.
You know, back when I was her age, I made $2, and I walked to and from school with no shoes.
And GoFundMe was mowing lawns.
13, right? Okay, Penny, let's talk. Penny, what's going on?
Hey, Tommy, you wild man. I'm proud of you.
Hey, what's happening, Penny?
Well, I was wondering what the laws are about trespassing on property. For the last 2 years or so, I've had new neighbors all over the place anyway in North Glen. And there's 13 kids in this house, 3 families, whatever. And the laws and the things change. But they've come over my fence several times, smashed my flowers. They play basketball, football, tennis, whatever. And I don't
hold on, Penny. Hold on.
Yeah.
Playing all those games on your property?
Well, no, they're in the street, but they throw the ball onto my property. So I asked them, please don't do that. I've talked to the parents, and they.
So what would you have them do if the ball happened to go on your property?
Well, it depended. Most of the time, if it was here, and I'd see them come over and they'd step on the flowers, or they'd hit the car. They dented my car.
Oh, that's terrible.
They've hit a water feeder bird bath and broke it. They had broken 3 fences. They've broken all my lights. And I've gone to code enforcement stuff. Now, I've got the signs.
The city's not. No one's going to enforce trespassing ever.
Yeah,
Just
but that's
know
what they used to. 4 years ago, the guy next door cut trees down, and the cop said nobody can go on their property because I wanted to ask them about it, and they said nobody can. Now they
That's
can.
back then. Now they don't show up for getting shot.
No. Hold on. I am telling you that no one even then will enforce trespassing laws. If someone trespass on your property, it is a civil matter. It's not a criminal matter unless they did vandalism.
No, see, that was the other thing. But this is what I had to have a tree trimmed, but the neighbors had the signs up, and the tree trimmers could not go to retrieve the limbs that fell because the cops said nobody could go on their property because they had the signs.
Okay.
Now,
well, the cops wouldn't arrest him for doing it.
We never did it. Well, I
No,
don't
but
know. It never
but here's
happened.
what I'm saying.
Oh, I understand what you're saying. 'cause
Here's
they
what I'm
said-
saying. If your people went over to pick up those limbs, it would have been reasonable, and no one would have gotten in trouble. And what are the neighbors going to say? Don't clean up my property?
Well, these were neighbors that also poisoned my grass and killed half the grass on the side of my house and cut down part of a tree when I was gone. And I had pictures of them do it, and all the cops could say was, we don't know if they did it on purpose. And so now this is 4 years later, and I got this other problem with the people on the other side of the street.
So here's the bottom line. You want to keep people off your property. Do you have a
I've been asked them to behave and please.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Do you have a no trespassing sign up?
Oh, I got 5 of them. But I also had my car. They had dented it and scratched it and leaned on it. So I put a sign on my window that said, please don't scratch my car, lean on my car, dent the car, whatever. Thank you for being a good neighbor. The next day I went out and they had a sign on my windshield of my car that says, don't park on the street. End of problem.
Oh, wait. It was parked on the street?
Yeah, in front of my house.
Okay.
And I have these cottonwood trees, so everybody hates them until they want to park under them or play under them.
Do you have a driveway?
Yeah, but I don't. Why should I have to park in my driveway? Because they want me off the street.
No, they don't. But you're fair game on the street. What I'm saying is this: if they had to be reckless and wreck your stuff, but if you have a driveway, I'm just curious. Between you and me, Penny, why wouldn't you just park in your driveway? I'm just curious, Penny. Oh, she's gone. I'm sorry. I don't understand. You know, I know she's like putting a line in the sand. I'm not doing that. I'm not. Why should I have
5 trespassing signs?
I know. I think she's
asking for it. It's like putting Fragile on a box and shipping it by the post office.
No, shipping it by UPS is the worst. We have more coming up.
Love Fragile. Yeah, Fragile. Hey, John, go out for a pass. It's like putting Unbreakable.
Fragile.
That was on a Christmas Story. It's from Italian. It's from Italy. It's fragile. That was one of the best lines. My old man loved that lamp. I like when he glues it all back together, and then it just fragile. I totally forgot about that. It must be Italian. Fragile. Oh, shit. How is the diet going, man? Oh, he's not up.
You know, if you want Garage Kings to do your garage floors or your patio paths, your pool decks, your sidewalks with the polyaspartic
I might have to go watch it.
lifetime warranty, you will have no money down, fast free estimates, guaranteed lowest price, and the best material. Serving Pueblo to Fort Collins, veteran-owned and operated with military discounts, both commercial and residential. That's GarageKings.com, 720-252-0370. Colorado Pain Care, Sport and Spine. Colorado Pain Care has made such a difference in my life, I can't begin to tell you. What a wonderful place to start if you have pain. They will manage it. They will take care of it. They'll get rid of it. They'll do what it takes from the least invasive to whatever you need. And they have physical therapy as well to give you the tools to stay out of pain. I know from personal
No. In fact, it's looking a little more real.
ColoradoPainCare.com.
It really is.
That's 303.
I don't think he's too worried about valuation. I think he's plugged it every which way. And if he ends up buying it, just purely based on new subscribers, it'll probably hit over what he's paying for it fairly quick. Oh, here we go. What's old Joe got to say? Oh, he's gone. Hold on, let me look at my card. My card says sit down. Does that mean I sit down or do they sit down? What's his wife's name? Jill. Jill, it says I should start talking now and sit down. What should I do first?
I can't sit down when I'm constantly talking out my ass.
Yeah. God.
listening to a speech from the Swedish chef from Lucas.
Yeah, it's going to be a good game tonight. This could be it, right? 3-1.
Yeah, I can pick it tonight.
It could be.
Can't believe how many people thought that the Avs cheated to win that last game.
Cheated?
Yeah, but because there was a hit before, they said they should have. The shot never should have got off. It's like, well, the Avs had nothing to do with that. First of all, that would have been the refs.
I didn't see that. I unfortunately got a little tied up that night. I saw the first 3 games. They were brutal one way or the other. A-Rod's going to be at the game tonight.
The biggest thing is when we made
A-Rod stopped playing years ago.
Pace on the ice, we take them out of their game. You just got to keep the game fast.
I love in the Pepsi Center, or whatever it's called now,
Ballerina.
When they score. Dun 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 dun. Hey! Dun, dun, dun.
I love hockey games.
Yeah, I think it was Comcast sent us to the, what do you call it, the fucking Lexus Club. We were right on the glass, and then you just barely walk behind you, and there's a full buffet. Mm-hmm. I mean, anything you can imagine to eat, full bar, open bar. It was unbelievable.
A friend of mine was vice president for Dish, so we used to get to go do all that shit. And these people knew fucking everybody, dude. There was no place you couldn't go. They didn't know somebody.
Yeah.
They drop us in the middle of the freaking desert. Hey, boomala, boomala.
Yeah, exactly. Well connected, as they say.
Well, she was the type of person that Disney would send them their kids Christmas gifts and custom art and whatnot to woo them for the package deals that they were trying to put back on. Couldn't send her gifts. Nothing said they couldn't send them to her kids.
That's true. There's ways around most rules.
Mm-hmm.
That's what lawyers are for.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait till Addie passes the bar.
She's young for all that.
Man. I know, dude. She'll be a lawyer by 23.
Good for her.
And I already got a list of people I'm suing. Got a list.
Tell you what, sue me for $1 million and we'll split.
People do that on homeowners bullshit, man. You know it happens.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you slip and fall in my house and hey, you're not nice to UPS there, Tom. He's not listening.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not nice to UPS. I'd take UPS over.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe.
Hey, I got to ask you something, man.
Solving problems, and we're going to, yeah, what?
Well, you went down on UPS again. If you had to get something overnighted, and it just had to get there, life or death thing, and you had to choose USPS or UPS, you're saying you would go with the United States Postal Service over UPS?
No, I'm not saying that. I would go with FedEx.
I would go with FedEx too, but let's say they weren't an option.
Jeez, I don't know. I mean, UPS.
I know you can't stand them. I know.
Well, they are crazy. The experience I've had with them has never been good. Sabrina. Oh no, Penny. Let's finish up with her real quick.
Wonderful. And they said, we should do an intervention. And I finally said, okay.
But there's nothing to intervene. The kids are playing in the street.
To try to make us get along.
And that would be good.
Right, I know. And then they came over. I went over across the street and said, can't we just get along? And they acted like I was an idiot. Well, so I went back. But I just said,
But I think you just have it. Don't you kind of have it out for them?
No. I'm praying for them, man. I've lived in this block for 60 years almost, and I've loved it. And I'm just hoping, why are they so mean and hateful? And I keep praying to God.
You know why? Because most
nicer.
people are.
Jeff, what do you think? Honestly, you've listened to this. Just, I'm not even going to say.
I think fences make good neighbors. Just get a bigger fence.
A bigger fence.
Get a bigger fence.
Suzanne, what do you think?
I think if she ignores them, it'll go away. That's what I think.
In all honesty, what do you think?
I think this is just now, it's just a neighbor war. That's it. Being
and I
fed
think
by
they
the fire.
think, I think she's, they
and the
think
little
she's,
rascals are going to win.
Right. I think they think she's a neighborhood kook, and they just want to irritate her. And if she ignores it, it goes away. I'm serious. Ignore it, and it goes away.
Agree 100%.
303-713-TALK, 713-8255. I can't help you. There's nothing we can actually do for you, Penny. I mean, Sabrina, what's going on with your slumlord?
Yes, I recently I bought a condo, first-time homeowner, back in October. There's a tenant upstairs, and he's very nice, but the owner of the condo, my son called me Tuesday at work and said, Mom, there's a bubble in the bathroom. And I go, don't do anything. I'll be home shortly. I got a hold of the owner of the house, and I told her there's water leaking into my bathroom. This happened Tuesday, okay? She has not done anything. This water is continually dripping.
Wouldn't you turn the water
part
off?
Of my ceiling.
Don't you have do you have an HOA?
Yes, and they don't want to get involved because it's not an HOA problem.
So the water is
It's
definitely
her problem.
coming. The water is definitely coming from her unit.
Yes, because I did finally get the HOA maintenance guy to come in, and he cut a hole in the ceiling to get to the pipe, because you can only access her pipes from my ceiling.
Got it.
It's inconvenient. We turned off my water, opened all the drains, made sure my drain was done to make sure it wasn't my line, and it was still spraying.
But was
She
it
is
coming?
now
And she
finally
is not.
gonna get
She has not addressed it. She's renting this out. Is that right?
Correct.
And she has not addressed this
She's
problem.
the landlord. No, it's not her problem. She's too busy giving violin lessons.
Is that what she said?
The HOA, yes, that's what she told me. She wanted me to go up and try to fix it.
Well, wait a minute. What? Wait. So is it causing damage to you?
To my roof. All the paint is peeled off, and now
Your
it's got a
ceiling.
big hole. And
Who's
going to
fix? Does she know she's going to be financially? Does she know she's going to be financially responsible to you?
Yes, I told her I had already started to file an insurance claim.
Okay, and your insurance company is going to go after her.
Right, but she's finally going to get a plumber out here on Monday. So I had to go 6 days and this entire weekend with this water and this big hole in the roof of my bathroom.
And where does the water
I was
flow
just
from the ceiling in your bathroom? Where does the water go?
Luckily, it's dripping in the tub, so it's not ruining the floor, but it is starting to seep down the walls.
Okay, well, here's what I would do. Listen, your insurance is going to help you and go after her. That's why we have insurance. But we can also go after her, too, if she doesn't have somebody there by Monday. Suze, why don't we call her back and check on her on Monday, and we'll light a fire, where we call it lighting a fire, where we'll we will absolutely call her or have somebody call her.
Are we sure she's not a renter as well?
The person upstairs is a renter. The woman calling us now, Sabrina, is the owner. She owns her own place, a first-time homeowner.
No, I'm saying maybe she should call the owner of the one upstairs, not the person living there.
No, she is calling the owner, I think, aren't you, Sabrina? Okay, hold on. Suze is talking to her. We'll bring her back Monday. We're running out of time right now. Jeff Fick, Kimmer Transmission, DenverTrans.com, right? Thank you for being here also. Oh, DenverTransmissions.com.
Transmissionsdenver.com.
Transmissionsdenver.com. Thank you. Remember, save all your problems from me.